Hello, everybody. It's me, Shannon LaBruyere. I'm live and loving it tonight. Welcome. Welcome to Sunday Night Live, where we explore the principles that allow us, that equip us to thrive in change. We can thrive in the change we want, the change we planned, the change we expected. We can also thrive in the change we didn't plan, didn't want, didn't expect. The key to being able to thrive through all manner of change is knowing the principles that allow us to be able to be resilient. And these are the four principles that we build our Thrive and Change conversations around. The first one is bring the honor. I'm a person of honor. So it doesn't matter what kind of a horrible situation I'm in the midst of, there is honor there because I am there. You can be a person of honor and bring honor to situations. Hey, Kelly, I'm glad you're here. Hello. The second principle is respect the now. It is what it is. Being positive and having a positive outlook is not the same as denial. And we can respect the circumstances that we're in. We can acknowledge them, stop looking back, look forward. And it allows us to be able to navigate change when we understand this is where we're at right now. Respect the now. The third principle that we often talk about is trust the process. Trust the process. To everything in life that we accomplish, there is a process involved. And sometimes we get impatient. And when we are in the midst of unwanted change, we can trust the process. If we are intentionally trying to move forward, even if it's teeny tiny steps, we will be able to benefit from the process involved. And there are so many processes. Almost any time you want to get from point A to point B, there is a process. So once you find out what is your process, you can trust your process, and then the patience becomes a lot. Well, I don't want to say it's easier all the time, but we can trust the process. Kelly says that's my hardest principle. I hear you. I hear you. And then the final principle that we so often talk about, the principle that helps us to thrive in the midst of change, is find the beauty. There is beauty no matter what situation we find ourselves in, but we will have to look for it. Does that mean that there isn't also grief or sadness or turmoil or disruption? Nope. But there is also beauty. And when we can learn to find the beauty, we will have a much better change being resilient, a much better time being resilient in the midst of change. So that's a quick overview of the four principles that we build our Thrive and Change philosophy around. I'm so glad you're joining us. If you haven't said hello, feel free to drop your name in the comments. And if you haven't given StreamYard permission to use your name when you make a comment, please do that so that when you voice your opinion or wave hello, we know it's you. We can welcome you and we'll know who the face associated with that comment. Who's the name? Carol, I'm so glad you're here. All right, so let's talk about tonight's topic, and it is yes, but. Yes, but. Oh my gosh. So let's let's file this one under the Thrive principle. Hashtag, I'm almost tempted to say find the beauty, but I think we're going to go with trust the process. Hashtag trust the process. So often these topics have several. I could also put it under hashtag respect the now, actually, but we'll explore it. So this will be good. All right. So hello, Laura. I'm glad you're here. Denise, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. And before we get too far in, I'm going to give a shout out to my favorite coffee ever, Thumb Roast Coffee. You, as a Thrive in Change Sunday Night Live listener and viewer, have the opportunity to get the best coffee in the world for 15% off. It's worth full price. I'm telling you right now, Thumb Roast Coffee is worth every penny you pay. But because you are a viewer and a listener for Sunday Night Live, Thrive and Change, you get the opportunity to get 15% off. And all you have to do is use the coupon code THRIVE, THRIVE, when you go to thumbroastcoffee.com. You will not be sorry. In case you were wondering, the general favorite is Sanilac Sunrise, and I can't argue with it. That is good coffee, but I'm not going to lie. Blue Lake is my favorite, and I'm sticking with that for a long time now. All right, with that, we are going to get started. Let's see. Awesome. All right, so we are ready to roll. All right, so how many times have you thought of something awesome that you wanted to do? Maybe you wanted to take a trip. Maybe you wanted to take a trip to Disney, right? Disney World, that is an investment. A trip to Disney World with the family, that is an investment. And maybe you have told yourself, yeah, that would be awesome, but we can't afford it. But I can't get the time off work. But I think I'd be too tired. But yes, it would be wonderful. But yes, but I want to know when is a time that you, Sunday Night Live viewer, have said to yourself, oh, that would be awesome, but yeah, that would be great, but yeah, that dress would be beautiful, but I'm too fat for it. Yeah, that would be a great fill in the blank, but, and then here comes the downer, right? Well, this is the thing. I call this butt-headed thinking. Everything's a yeah, but. Yeah, that'd be great, but. Yeah, that'd be awesome, but. Some of the negative Nellies, that's the only line they ever have, right? Yeah, that'd be cool, but. Oh, that'd be great, but. And then they've got all of the negative stuff, the stuff that makes it never happen, the stuff that means you can't, but down, down, down. This is the thing that we're going to explore tonight. If you have a dream, a vision of something amazing, if you have a desire to do something wonderful, start your own business, go to school, get promoted at work, have a family, go to Disney World, get a Louis Vuitton purse, whatever it is. Yeah, but will never get you there. Excuse me, I'm really thirsty. Yeah, but will never get you to your dreams. Yeah, but never got anybody anywhere. I want you to think about that. Whenever you hear yourself saying, yes, but, you know what that does? Gets you stuck right where you're at. Yes, but thinking does not get you anywhere. It leads you to a dead end. Yes, but leads you to a dead end. Your dreams deserve better. Your dreams deserve better. Years ago, I was working with a company in Ann Arbor, and they had a high percentage of new employees. Some of you can relate to this. They had a high percentage of new employees, and they also had a high turnover rate. And the employees they had weren't always delivering the quality of service necessary to keep the customers happy. How many of you know that's a problem? You might have encountered this when you were out and about. Maybe you were a client somewhere and you were getting bad service from a new employee who was pretty soon going to be quitting. We can sometimes tell those people, can't we? So my job there was to help them to get this under control so that they didn't have the high turnover rate, because that costs them a lot of money. Costs a lot of money to hire new employees, costs a lot of money to train them, costs a lot of money to pay overtime when an employee isn't there and somebody has to cover them. So it was not great. So my job is to help them. So after working with the director of this business to get some clarity about the issue and what was causing it, a solution started to take shape. How many of you love solutions? I do. And I love it when I see solutions come into the surface. If I'm working with the team, if I'm working with the group, consulting with them or their boss, I am thrilled when I see solutions percolating to the top. So a solution started to take shape as I was working with that team and working with the director. Weekly group meetings with the new people. And the more seasoned employees could share their knowledge and perspective about issues that were causing the new folks to stumble. Woohoo! What a great solution, right? You've got the new employees. You can have the seasoned employees work with them on a weekly basis, kind of debrief, have some conversations. What have you been up against? Awesome, awesome way to not only help those new employees get engaged, but to allow the seasoned employees to be able to share their wealth of knowledge, right? Yay! So good. Yeah, but, and don't you know, this team came up with such a great solution, a way that they knew was going to meet their needs, help their department, help their office to do better. And the first thing out of the boss's mouth was, well, yeah, but union, yeah, but, yeah, but we've never done anything like this before. Yeah, but, yeah, but, yeah, but. It's butt-headed thinking and it leads to a dead end. What do you do with that? Somebody who agrees that that's a great idea, but it'll never work. It's frustrating. What if you're the one? What if you're the one who has the great idea and you're the one who's saying, yeah, but it'll never work. Yeah, but I can't. Yeah, but I've never done it before. All right, so let's hear. Um, Kelly says, if we waited till it was the right time to do something, nothing will ever get done. That is the truth. That is the truth. Carol says it's even harder to hear that after you put a lot of work into the solution. Yes, yes, and yes, but thinking, yes, but responses can become a knee jerk reaction where we don't even think it through. We don't even ask ourselves, wait a second, am I sure about that? Am I sure that I couldn't be a business owner? Am I sure that a retreat center wouldn't work? Wait a second. If an idea is good, if it if it ignites your excitement, if it ignites your motivation, if it gets you excited, it's worth a little consideration. Don't give your dream the yeah, but don't do it. This is what you do instead. Every time you hear yourself say, yeah, but, or you think to yourself, oh, that'd be nice, but I want you to say this instead. Yes, and. Yes, and. Instead of yeah, but, how about yes, and? Respect the now. Yes, that is a factor. Yes, in the case of this team in Ann Arbor, it was absolutely true that in order for this plan, which they were convinced was going to solve their problem, in order for this plan to work, they were going to have to take employees out of production for a half hour once a week for them to be able to attend the meeting. Yes. Yes, and says we'll take them out of production to attend the meeting, and we can give them their OSHA safety compliance talk at the same time. So we'll kill two birds with one stone. An example of yes, and. Yes, we'll need to get buy-in from the union. And this is a great opportunity to work together on something we all believe is important. Talk about meeting on common ground, right? Customer service. Beautiful. Yes, but this is the first time we've ever done this and we don't know if it'll work. How about, yes, this is the first time we've done something like this, and it's our opportunity to start developing a culture to share knowledge and encourage each other. Yes, and as long as we're thinking, yeah, but you've heard me say it, where our focus goes, our energy flows. When we tell ourselves, yes, but to our dream, when we tell ourselves, yes, but to our dream, we are feeding the excuses. We are galvanizing our inability to make it happen. We are killing our dream. Many years ago, my dream was to be able to go to camp. I wanted to go to summer camp. I wanted to go to summer camp so bad. And how about this? Yes, I want to go to summer camp, but it was really expensive. Yes, I wanted to go to all of the summer camps. I wanted to go to the ones that were for the grown-ups. I wanted to be there, but it was expensive. I wanted to go to family camp and hang out with all of my friends. Awesome stuff, but my family couldn't go. Yes, it would have been amazing, but I didn't have the money. My family wasn't going to be there. I didn't have the resources. But yes, and thinking allowed me as a teenager, to be able to spend my whole summer enjoying camp. Because yes, it was expensive. And if you signed up to work and clean bathrooms in the morning, you didn't have to pay. Ta-da! Yes, it was a camp designed for families, and my family wasn't going. And I knew of a family who let me stay in their trailer, their little camper. Yay! It's a small thing, but it was a huge thing. I was able to, with yes and thinking, find a way to accomplish something that I knew was going to be fun and exciting and I really wanted to do. But if I would have kept telling myself it's too expensive, my family's not going, I don't have anywhere to stay, I would have never been able to enjoy one of the best, most fun summers of my life. But yes, and said, oh, and I'm a able-bodied young person who's got skills. I can clean a bathroom, right? I was able to, with yes and thinking, do something that I loved, that I wanted to do. We a lot of times do that when we're kids and we start forgetting when we're grown-ups. We start saying, yeah, but I've got too much responsibility. Yeah, but I can't afford it. Yeah, but I'll never get the time off work. How about yes and? Yes and. Yes, it's going to take some time and I'll have to take some time off work. And I am able to rearrange my schedule to do what I know is important. Yes, it is expensive. Yes, it does cost money. And I can stop driving through McDonald's to get my lunch and eat a sandwich at home. Yeah, but it's too expensive. Yes, and I can see in my budget where I've got some room. There are ways that we can get to our dreams and our goals, whether it's a fun vacation or being the owner of our own business, launching our dream. We will only get there if we shift out of yes, but if we stop feeding those excuses and start feeding the dream. Yes, I respect the now, but the process says if I use and thinking, yes, and I can get help. Yes, and we can kill two birds with one stone. Yes, and I can start saving my money and get it started. Yes, and I've got skills. I can add value. When we start thinking yes, and that process of yes and thinking takes us closer to our goals, and it also ignites more possibilities into our life. It attracts more possibilities into our life. If we are only ever looking at the excuse, yeah, but we will never see all of the other opportunities that are there waiting for us to say, oh, and, right? All right. Kelly says, I don't have a degree in photography and I am a great photographer. Exactly, right? The yes, but says, I can't be a photographer because I didn't get a degree. And yes, and thinking, Kelly says, and I can still be a great photographer. Just because I lack that thing doesn't mean I can't be great, doesn't mean that I can't get what I want, doesn't mean that I can't do what I know I was born and created to do. It's so important for us to understand that every time we hear ourselves saying, yes, but, we are killing a dream. If your children, if the people in your life come to you and share with you their excitement about whatever goal it is, and I don't care how unrealistic it seems, our job is not to say, yeah, but what about? How about, yes, and how are you going to deal with this? Yes, and how could you? Yes, and how might you? There's plenty of dream killers. There's plenty of dream killers. There are plenty of dream killers. Don't be one. Don't beat your own dream to death with, yeah, but. Don't beat other people's dreams to death. Yeah, but what about this? What about this? Do we have to understand all of those challenges? Yes. And some of them we won't know till we start, right? The important thing is this: instead of getting stuck in the yeah, but, we are willing to say, yes, yes, I see that's a challenge. And this is something I can do to get some movement on that. These are ways I can address that concern. This is something I can do to get myself even a teeny tiny step closer to where I want to be. Yes, and says it is possible. I love one of the principles that John Maxwell taught us in the midst of this pandemic at the very beginning when things were really, really uncertain and unstable. How many of you remember what that felt like? Just not knowing what tomorrow holds. It was uncertainty. It was frightening at times. It was tough. And John Maxwell did a teaching on what did he call it? Leading in challenging times. I'm not sure if that's what he said, what he called it, but it was about leading in challenging times. And he said this: there is always a solution. Well, there you go. Yes, and there is always a solution. When we understand that there is always a solution, we might not know it at the time. We may need other people to help us to find it, to develop it, to breathe life into it. Doesn't mean that we're the Lone Ranger and that we'll be able to accomplish every dream. The opposite is true. We need others. Yes, but I don't have people who are for me. Yes, but everybody in my life is negative. Yes, and you have an opportunity to choose who you listen to, who you associate with, who you turn to for advice, encouragement, support. You're choosing that. You're choosing that. Yes, and when you understand that there is always a solution, and you begin to embrace yes and thinking, all of a sudden dreams ignite. Possibility. Possibility starts to show up all over the place because you are looking for the answers, not looking for the excuses. One of my most wonderful and sometimes most I don't want to say sad, but um, one of the most wonderful experiences I have is when I work with clients and I look her in the eye, I look him in the eye and ask the question, what do you want? And they know. know what they want, that clarity. And then the most heartbreaking thing is when somebody gets that clarity, they know what they want, and then they allow yes, but to suck all the life out of it. That's what coaches are for. That's what coaches are for, to keep you from sucking all the life out of your dreams with the yeah, buts. Yes, and let's explore possibilities. Let's understand that there's always a solution. What a delight. What a delight. What an honor to be able to do that with people. What an honor to be able to do that with you. Yes, and your dream is possible. Yes, and there's some reality happening here. Yes, and there are some challenges. Yes, and it's going to take some work. And says it's possible. I know it. I can do it. And it allows you to see your solutions when they pop up. People who are stuck in yes, but don't see the solutions. They don't see the answer when it's sitting, looking at them right in the face. Be a yes and person. Feed your dreams. All right, let's see this. Life does get in the way of dreams. Life can get in the way of dreams, yes. And life also has a way of preparing us for dreams. I am a firm believer that no experience is ever wasted. That is one of my core beliefs. Hashtag bring the honor. One of my core beliefs is this: no experience is ever wasted if we learn from it. Where we are at right now is exactly where we are supposed to be based on everything that we've done leading up to this point. And my future is bright. Your future is bright because you are shifting out of yes, but excuses and into yes, and possibilities. Do you feel it? Because I feel it. I'm so excited for you. I am so excited. Don't let yeah, but suck all the life out of your dreams when yes, and opens you up to possibilities, opens you up to solutions, opens you up to connecting with other people that also believe in yes, and. Sometimes the people closest to us are afraid that we will hurt ourselves. They want to keep us safe. Sometimes they're afraid that they'll hurt themselves. They don't want to get their hopes up. Worst advice ever, you guys. Don't get your hopes up. That is terrible advice. Don't take it. I want you to believe in yes, and. Yes, hope is possible. Yes, there is a solution. Yes, I know I can have that. Now, what am I going to do to get it? What am I going to change so that I can be who I need to be so that I can have what I know I want? I love it. Anybody else as we're wrapping up? This has been fun. And you guys, I know I have not been solid and consistent with my Thrive principle. Sometimes it's hashtag trust the process. Sometimes it's hashtag respect the now. You know what? Who says we can't apply more than one principle to a situation, right? I'm going to say we can. Living on the edge, you guys. With that, I'm going to let you go. I love you so much. I know that you were designed for something awesome. I know you were. And I want your dream to have life. Be a yes and thinker. Look for the possibilities. Look for the solutions. Don't look at the excuses. Look ahead. There's always an answer. Yes, and yes, it's challenging and it's worth it. Yes, that's an issue and there's a way around it. Yes, and. With that, I bless you. Have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye.